Hi everybody, welcome to your May reading. This is for the month of May 2020. As you guys know, these readings are ultimately timeless and signless, so you don't actually have to be listening in the month of May in the year of 2020. If it resonates for you, then hey, might be for you. If you'd like to have a personal reading with me or to have an energy healing session with me, please do go ahead and check my Etsy page. It's all there for you. Okay, so let's jump right in. So we find ourselves on May 1st at the beginning of a whole new month. Now, if you've been following the videos that I've been putting out and you're part of the collective of experience that I'm assisting with, then chances are the month of April must have been really heavy. It was a time where we were really pushed by the conditions around us to delve deeply within those painful feelings that we always try to avoid. In particular, there were 5. Let me see if I can remember them all. Grief was 1, remorse, regret, shame, and guilt. Those 5 in particular tend to be those energies that we really don't want to feel, and those are the energies that we create knee-jerk reactions and defense mechanisms to avoid feeling. And so, hey, if you were really struggling in the month of April, love you. It was by design, and it was just so that we could, number 1, be aware of those feelings. Number 2, bring more than conscious awareness to it, to surrender actually, and by feeling it and giving it up to source energy. Thanks, guides. And also releasing it. Now remember, I always say this, and God is, the spirit, the guides, your higher self, whatever you'd like to say, they don't ask for perfection. They never ask for perfection. They never have, they never will, they're not now. What they're actually asking for, and what your higher self is actually asking for, is progress. So if we look at this concept of progress is just awareness. In other words, the idea is, well, we hope that tomorrow brings more conscious awareness at the conscious level, right, than there was yesterday. It doesn't mean that you're not going to make the same mistakes, or that you're not going to, forget or take a break or whatever. All it means is that you are going to try. So set the intention. Another theme that they've been talking about for the past few weeks is the importance of becoming aware, number 1, of what your actual intention is. Now, we may think that we're making choices from the conscious level, like, I didn't choose this, what's going on? But remember, the truth is that what you manifest, or what presents itself to you in your world, is oh my gosh, notice how my throat just clogged up for the minute I was about to say it. Can offer you insight into what it is that you are sorry, guys, it's so funny. Can offer you insight into what it is that you're carrying within you, because there are different points of attraction within your energetic field. In other words, you are carrying different aspects of you, some of which have come along for the ride from past lifetimes, wounded aspects of you. Sometimes they're very contradictory, right? That's why we say, a part of me wants to do this and another part of me wants to do that. Well, guess what? These different parts of you are all magnetizing people, places, things, and situations that will align with it, right? With them. And so therefore it gives birth to, oh my God, I just saw this past life activation. Yeah, exactly what we're talking about. It gives birth to a plethora of experiences, right? And that's why it's very, very hard at times, but very, very rewarding, and really a thankless situation to have triggers occur in our life. A trigger is basically a response you feel to a manifestation of some thing in your life, some event, some person, some whatever in your life, but that has been magnetized by an energy that's within your field. So that's why it's really important to grow in awareness, because awareness just says, hey, something's happening here. It's not what I'm choosing. So maybe there's something in my energetic field that I need to look at. Sometimes it could just be that you're hanging out with certain groups and somebody was just really crying a lot and it's in your field now. It's a low vibration. There's a lot of grief or sadness or whatever, and it pulled something in because you were vibing with that. But of course, there's a part of you on some level that was already a harmonic match to that person who was grieving or crying or whatever to even be able to come in. It may not even be something you can pinpoint from the conscious level. And that's why we talk about growing in awareness, right? Ooh, all right, so God is good. Let's jump right in. So it feels like, I don't even want to say in the month of May, I feel like they're letting us know some stuff right now. They're saying that these steps that we're just outlining, the growing awareness, the becoming aware of yourself, your feelings, how you're thinking, your reactions, this is all par for the course of being a human being who is healthily invested in self. Now, the whole point, the whole hope is that we'll come down here, have these experiences as physical beings, and become aware of the experiences, try to understand why it's happening, how it's making us feel, or what thoughts it's causing us to have, the beliefs that we're holding, and ultimately we'll choose a different option, a different way of seeing things, a different perception, and that would lead to awareness, they're saying, and eventually to evolution, right? Change for the better. But they're saying that that's always the hope, but it's also par for the course that sometimes we're just conditioned not to know these things. It may be cultural, maybe lack of interest, it could be just whatever. And so we just continue on this, or even more is this adherence to low vibration stuff like victimhood, martyrdom, lack / poverty consciousness. Those are game killers, because you have to be aware if you're in any one of those perceptions. Those are so wide reaching. Look at this struggle card right here. See, this is the card. Those are so wide reaching that they literally encompass your view. How could you see yourself as the self-responsible person and being that you are if you're stuck in victim consciousness? Oh, this happened to me. Understandably, we've all been victims, right? Some of us are still victims. There's a victimization happening in a real sense. However, your job is to find a way amidst all the stuff that's going on, amidst whatever your personal issues were, your personal starting point in life, to find a way to transcend that. And the only way to transcend whatever's going on is to start to look at yourself and to see where you're telling a story, a narrative that is keeping you stuck. All right, and that could be something as simple as, oh, I can only make money if I work hard. That's a limitation on your prosperity, your abundance. And abundance has nothing to do with money. It's merely the ability to have what it is that you need when you need it. That's it. You may not have $5 million in the bank, but right now you need $40, and $40 just came to you. That's living an abundant lifestyle in many ways, right? But anyway, so without going too much into it, Spirit is saying that it's been an all-out assault, let's put it, for quite some time on our psyche, on our bodies, our renals, adrenals, just our nervous systems, just everything. And so it needs to end. The question is, who gonna end it? Is it gonna be you? Is it gonna be me? God, angels, guides? It's you. You stop the ball from rolling when you acknowledge you're getting steamrolled. When you acknowledge there's a ball. When you acknowledge, oh my God, I'm downhill, and oh my God, there's a ball hurtling at me, or I'm under a ball. Why am I holding this up? What's going on? That's the awareness. And then you start to set your intention to something higher. Your intention has to be set to something higher than yourself. This is stepping into the realm of integrity. Integrity is not and can never, ever, ever be an endpoint that is about not hurting someone else. I would never do that because it would hurt someone else. Guess what? There's always something out there that will cause you to do that. We all say we wouldn't murder somebody, but looking in your past lifetimes, you all have, I have, it's what it is. Everybody has a price. Everybody has a reason that they would murder. Maybe it's because you're in this organization. Maybe it's because it's self-defense. Maybe it's because you felt like it. Whatever it is, everybody has a threshold. So when we say I would never, it's not enough to, integrity can never follow that line. And let's just say, but for the grace of God, there go we. So let's just thank ourselves so we don't find ourselves up against situations like that cause us to really have to make those kinds of choices, at least not in this lifetime. Instead, think about integrity as being what kind of person or being or consciousness is it in your intention to be? And that's it. And are you willing to uphold that? Are you willing to stay in that integrity? Regardless of, not because of someone else, but because simply you don't want to be that person. So for example, just going to use the realm of relationships because I know a lot of people watching enjoy relationships, right? We all want to be in a relationship where there's no cheating, there's perfect loyalty, there's this and that. But I'll tell you what, you'll probably split down the middle or even more different when you ask people, would you cheat if you knew you would never get caught? That's when you start losing people. Well, you mean they're not going to get hurt? Well, that's when the wavering starts. I'll tell you what, that's why we can't have integrity be about someone else. It can't be. You'll know that someone's in their integrity when they say things like, oh, you know what? Even if no one will ever find out, I will know. And that's not the kind of person that I want to be. Case in point. So when we're talking about this, we're looking at May in terms of Integrity Month. Now, in order to step into integrity, it means you have to, again, start to become aware of things about yourself. And it's difficult because there are things we don't want to see. That's understandable. It hurts. Our brains literally sometimes cannot take it, and so it dissociates. It creates alters. It creates whatever, right? But we have to do our best to the ability that we're capable of, and that's all it is. It's about progress, right? But in this month of May, it's very important that you put your best foot forward. It's very important that you not only start to become more aware of who you are, what it is you're feeling, what your thoughts are, let's flesh that out, by the way. To become aware means to understand that, number one, you have core beliefs. These beliefs are what drive you and your patterns and your thoughts and everything. So and sometimes getting to the core belief that you're holding can be very tough, right? We're more aware of the triggers than, this happened, than this is my belief in all of time. But please know that underlying your operating system, it's running on a core belief. Following the core belief, that core belief is going to inform what kinds of thoughts you're going to have, right? What thoughts are running in your head? Whatever it is, whether it's positive or negative, it's based on a core belief. Not only will the core belief determine what thoughts you have, but those thoughts in turn will determine and affect what emotions you experience. And God forbid, most people struggle to understand that your experience is not your reality. Just because you're having an experience of fear doesn't mean you're in danger. Just because you're having an experience of feeling ugly and unattractive doesn't mean that at all. Maybe your whole definition, your whole belief about what constitutes beauty is totally skewed, right? Sometimes that's because of the life because of your conditioning, culture, subculture, whatever, past lifetime stuff. Anyway, so we have the core belief, which influences the thoughts you think, which in turn influences the emotions that you think. And guess what? When you start feeling certain emotions, guess what else happens? That leads to certain actions being taken. Just because you have an emotion, some of you, just because you're having a bad day doesn't mean, right? It's all our problem, right? But that's what happens. Then come the knee-jerk reactions and the defense mechanisms and all sorts of stuff that precipitate from that. And guess what happens after when you're at that action level, that's when you're creating these karmic impulses. You know, Spirit loves us, so do the lords of karma, but they're not gonna, and so does your higher self. We're all about love. But they're not gonna be like, I was having a bad day, and so that's why I slapped my boyfriend in the face. Hold on a second. Those are a lot of steps, that happen. And so that's, it's about parsing through these things, and that's what we're needing to do. We're working at it. We're learning to become aware of how our beliefs precipitate down into taking certain actions out into the world, because when you put actions out into the world, then you become accountable for them. Okay, so there's accountability that comes in. So you see, oh, by the way, and those actions bring back, right, things, which is what we were just talking about. Also, your perceptions are informed by your core beliefs. So much as if you try to look through goggles and you can't see clearly to go left or right, sometimes you've got the goggles, the gooey goggles, let's put it that way, of poverty consciousness, of victimhood. Good God, that's a tough one. That is a hard one to shake for a lot of people. Me too. I'm working on it. What else? Martyrdom. Well, I guess it's my fault again. Fine, bleed me dry. Okay, we don't need all that. We don't need all that. Several seats, ma'am, please, to the left, right? So these are stories. They're all built on the narratives that we tell ourselves. Who are the bad guys in your story? Who are the good guys in your story? Right? And I'll leave you with one last mind bender. So a lot of us, understandably, we already carry a core belief that we're not enough. And then we may live in a society that reinforces that based on our appearance. We may have been born into a family or had adverse experiences that reinforce that idea that we're not attractive. What we have to offer isn't good enough. It's not as good as the other person. All that stuff. And if we're carrying around a victim consciousness, we'll start to believe it. We're going to think everything's wrong with us. And God forbid, martyrdom. Well, I'll just stay in my room then, since nobody wants to look at me. Poverty consciousness. I'll never be as good as them, so I won't try for this job. Why am I wearing that cute pantsuit? I can't pull that off. All sorts of stuff. So you see how this core belief of not being good enough, not being lovable enough, it just gets reinforced. And so if you think about it, you can disrupt that pattern by starting to become aware and starting to realize, hey, I may have this belief. I may look in the mirror and see every reason why I'm not attractive or good at looking enough. But I have to remember, hey, this experience doesn't mean anything. It's not an actual reality of what my value is. I'm confused. That's the confusion of humanity. And the danger of the human mindset is that confirmation bias. In short, I have an unhealthy, unreal, distorted belief that I may not even be aware of that's underlying everything. Oh, these things happen in my life. I knew it, right? And so that's why when Spirit says that we need to look at the intentions that we're setting, the signals that we're putting out, it's asking us to grow in awareness so that we can get deeper and deeper and deeper within ourselves. Oh, yes, I've been wanting to have a husband for so long. Yeah, and they just don't like me. I don't know. Yeah, because down here in this core belief, you're thinking you're not good enough. You think all men are the devil. Every time you get with a guy, they leave you. All these things are magnetizing experiences. And if you have a victim consciousness, you're blaming other people. You're not looking at where in your consciousness, your auric field, your collection of self, there is a distortion, okay? So the month of May asks us to look at our integrity, get into a place of integrity. In other words, create a firmly founded intention of being that is beyond you. And that's going to be about community. Okay. Servicing the community through self-love, self-community. It's like when we work together, right? It's not about others. It's not about self. It's about taking care of the self so that we can take care of others. Spirit, how could I be of service? Community, how could I be of service? Family, how could I be of service? Self, how could I be of service to self in a way that's going to be beneficial? Because when we are happy and healthy, we benefit those around us, right? So that's a higher ideal. But in order to have this integrity, these principles, you have to understand what your core beliefs are, your foundations are, and you have to realize that you are not what you may believe or think yourself to be. You're greater than, and your job is to find out, why am I struggling to believe in that fact? It's because distortion in the field. All right, so anyway, hopefully that wasn't too roundabout, guys. God bless. It's just what's coming through, but you can handle it. Doggone it, you're smart and people like you. Yeah. I don't know what people, but they're out there. So Spirit is saying that's why it's very important to, look at this. Yeah. In order to have that movement, that evolution, it always starts with self. Set the intention to get to know yourself. And to do so in alignment with Spirit, set your intention for higher functioning. Just as I said that, you saw the cards flipped. Higher functioning. Now, let's go back to the first card that was placed. God is good. This cute picture is an image of energy being received or downloaded by this cute little kid, his cute little teddy bear, and the guides over here. There's a guide here helping, she's like this, helping to usher in the energies. So what this is saying is we need to cleanse our plate. Well, I want to say cleanse our palate, but then I saw plate. Clear our plate, cleanse our palate. And that's what we've been doing in the month of April, right? We've been feeling, we've been releasing, we've been doing all sorts of stuff. Whenever we clear, we create a vacuum. In other words, when we move something, we create a hole that the universe is like, we gotta fill it. And that's a beautiful thing. Look at the Ace of Wands, brand new beginning. What is under there? Suddenly I felt it when I touched it. What is that? What is that? Temperance. Oh, they're like, don't touch that. Okay. All right. The Temperance card, the healing card. Yeah. So whenever you create a vacuum, it creates an opportunity for a brand new beginning. And Spirit is here. Yeah. Spirit is here helping. Look at the many arms. But the thing is that many people forget that if you don't cleanse the palate, you could clear the plate. God bless. This is why they're saying it. Okay, I get it. You can physically clear the plate, but if you don't cleanse the palate, whatever food is coming in is going to taste just like whatever you were just eating. So in other words, just because you remove that person, place, thing, or situation, it doesn't mean you're not going to just replace it with something of the same caliber. And so that's where your creativity, your intention setting, your commitment to self-care, your commitment to being of a higher caliber, to surrendering to something of a higher nature takes over. Okay? And that makes all the difference. This card just doesn't want to come out. What is this? Oh, okay. Earth healing. Wow. Okay. Why were you stumbling? Interesting flow of the month of May. Notice how the energy isn't like boop, 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 boop with the cards. If you watch my videos, it usually just comes right out. This is because they're saying policy changes are afoot. Yeah. We just had a major clearing and major upgrades and major blah, blah, blahs. Now it's policy work. You've got to get into your policies. What are your policies? What's your integrity? What are your principles? Where are you at? Look at this. This is spiritual decree. Look at this little kid. That's cute. And that's you. Spirit is showing, just like they mentioned today in the daily reading. Again, if you don't follow my Instagram, please go ahead, hit the link above. And if you're watching on YouTube, and follow my Instagram for daily messages. I actually posted on YouTube, but I don't know who's watching on YouTube. I don't know. God bless you guys. Shout out if it's you. But the point is that they said today, or was that yesterday? Might have been today. Grow up. It's time to grow up. I think that might have been yesterday. Now's the time to evolve. What does it mean to grow up? I know we don't want to because whatevs, but all it means is to start, hold on, Taking, no, anything but. Self, no. Responsibility, no. Right? No one wants to. I don't want to. Guys, look at me. I'm like a big kid, all right? I would shout my age out, but if you've been watching my stuff, you already know how old I am. And if you don't know, then we don't need to worry about that. It's not about me. But we're big kids. But either way, whether it's physically or cosmically, etherically, whatever, we do have to grow in taking personal responsibility. And that means a whole bunch of things. It means whatever just popped into your mind, but also it means not blaming other people. It means not putting to the side things that we should be doing for ourselves, for our self-growth, right? No more self-sabotage. No more playing small. Nobody puts baby in a corner. Or you, right? Too bad Patrick isn't around to say that again. God bless. Please, we need it. The guides are here to help you. The angels are here to help you. Your ancestors are here to help you. The nature spirits are here to help you. The extraterrestrials in whatever way, shape, and form, which actually includes all that group that I just said, they're all here to help you. Your higher self is here to help you. God is here to help you. Tucker is here to help you. The whole point is you have to be the leader. This is wise leadership. You might think Spirit is running things, but they are facilitating. But Janelle, what's the difference? Well, the difference is they're just helping us out. They don't want us to close our eyes for the last time on this planet and then wake up and then start railing at them. Why did you guys not do this? Why did I told you I had it? I wanted to learn this lesson. Why did you step in and help me when I could have done it? They're like, but you, right? So it's your job to run the show. And whether that means to do that from a conscious standpoint, meaning really trying your best to be aware of what you're thinking, feeling, believing, saying, doing, not doing, right? Or whether you choose to do it, well, just without thinking, meaninglessly, by just having knee-jerk reactions and, never looking up and never looking down, and just, it's up to you. But the fact is, they're always going to be here to help and support you. But at the end of the day, it's your choice. This is your life. This is your, this is the way you want it. The way you want it. The way you, that's you with a capital Y, want it. So automatically, please understand that when we start talking about things like volition, which is about choice, and agency, your quick thing needs to be like, hold on, Jay. And I'm like, what? Because I start holding on because you said to hold on. What level of my field are you talking about with the choice? Was that conscious level choice or subconscious? Then I'll be like, now you're getting it. Yeah, you're all in the car. Your conscious mind, the others, which is your subconscious, whatever, all those little past life aspects, the wounded child. Who's driving? Guess what? One of them is going to be driving at all times until you realize, I don't like the way this car is jerking around. I wanted to go straight. Now we're back down this alley with my ex-boyfriend. Like, how did we get here? Then you realize, oh my God, this is my car. And I have my past lifetime driving it. And then you say, stop. And get out of the car. Doot. You guys switch. And now you're driving. That's what it is to become aware. It's much easier to follow your principles and stay in your integrity when you are driving the car, right? From a conscious place. By the way, look at these 2 initiation cards. Releasing, right? Releasing. We've been doing a lot of release. 3 cards. 1, whoopsies. 2. I was just going to say a little deceptive because I was feeling both, and then there's 1. Okay, we got you together. And 4. That's interesting. This felt very 5 energy, and I almost pulled this. Let's pull that as a 5th card. Together forever, amen. Look at this. I love it. Shift and change. Protection. So Spirit is saying that, listen, you're always going to have spiritual protection. This isn't your first rodeo. We come back. Sometimes we come back as our worst nightmare. Sometimes we come back as our happiest dream. Whatever you come back as, because it's your soul's choice, in other words, your choice, with a more conscious, expansive set of faculties, right? Whatever it is, you focus on progressing. Remember, progress, not perfection. Progressing from where you started. Yeah, last lifetime, maybe the last 8 lifetimes, you were at the level, you were insanely wealthy, you were royalty, you were born into the nobility, you were aristocratic, and guess what? This lifetime now you think you're there again, but no, in this lifetime you were born into a family with abject poverty. You struggle to make it through the system, all sorts of stuff, and it's a struggle for you because of what you've unconsciously been through for the last few lifetimes. You got a chip on your shoulder, you got to work through it. Guess what? Why would spirit do that? In other words, why would your higher self do that? Well, so that you can have multiple experiences, so that you can have opportunities to work with other people, to help with other people, to see certain themes like generosity, like persistence, perseverance, dedication, what it means to rise above your circumstances. But if you're stuck in your victim story saying like, oh, I'm so poor, this and that, I'll never have that, and they're just looking at you like, all right, that's what you want, the universe is going to deliver. Until you become conscious and you realize, hey, I don't know who I am. I don't know where I was yesterday. I don't know if I even was in another lifetime. I don't believe in reincarnation, but I know what I am now, and I know what I can accomplish, and I'm going to work my hardest to have a mindset of positivity. I'm going to buy this book, start reading. I'm going to go and hang out, and I may not have much money to buy a coffee, but every Friday I'm going to save up my $5 or $6 these days, God bless, and I'm going to go to that rich Starbucks in that rich area and just sit there. No one knows I'm poor. They don't have to know that, and because I'm not poor. It's just I have choices. This is picking yourself up. This is moving forward. This is progressing. And then when you pass on, God bless, you return home to the other side, you realize, wow, I never even knew I came from aristocracy. And then, God, I see here that I didn't know I was being really affected by that I was really struggling with my poverty. But you know what? I said the buck stops here, and I really turned myself around, right? Look at that nickel. Cute. Spirit is saying, regardless of what Spirit is saying, regardless of what your circumstances are, you start where you are. Get out of the victim story. And you guys know me. Many of you have had readings with me, God bless you, and we still hang, God is good. I somehow really connect well with the people I work with, and become very friendly, and it's a blessing. But you know what? You know how it is. You got to get down to the nitty gritty. You just have to get down to the nitty gritty. Get started. Start doing what it is that you need to do. Start where you are. Yeah, so, because everybody has a sob story. And if you've had readings with me, you know I keep it 100 with you, but in a gentle way, in a loving way, because like, why not? What are we here for? Right? Shock and awe? No, we just need the information along with a hot cup of tea or coffee and golden milk or whatever works for you, and a plan. It's about getting a plan in place and just getting it done. Yeah, no more sob stories. And it's okay to sob. Look at this alignment. It's okay to sob. It's okay to have the feelings. That's what we're here for. But we must also have awareness. And what we do with that awareness is really up to us, because life is just a bunch of triggers. Triggers. And what's a trigger, Janelle? Great question. I don't know who asked that, but a trigger is basically some event. It's a catalyst that pokes you in a wound that you may or may not have known you were carrying. You can keep walking through life with your triggers, or you can be like, wait a minute, why did that hurt? Why did that hurt? And then start doing the inner work. Boop. Up in the air. What is that? Ooh, thank you. See, if I'm sensing some surprises in the early half of May. I almost said March. Well, I'm going to say March because some of you, this may have something to do with March. It could also be a name related to March. I'm not sure. But some surprises are coming in. What is this? The Queen of Keys. Ooh, there was a missed opportunity. Might have been in March. I'm not sure. There was a missed opportunity for some of you here. It does feel like pregnancy. No, I know that sounds strange. What do you mean I missed, right? It, could have manifested as an actual pregnancy, or it could have been something in the realm of possibility that you may or may not have even been aware of. Sometimes we don't even encounter the person, place, thing, or situation that could lead down a certain path because the conditions aren't right yet, right? Or the soul contract has been annulled by both parties. Maybe the lesson was already learned, maybe whatever. So we're not destined to meet everybody and to have every experience. It's like a choose your own adventure book. The book is written, but you're not going to do 100% of that book. It's your choice is going to take you through options. You can turn to page 2 or you can turn to page 11 and right. But something about March and a missed opportunity makes sense. Here's this person like, what am I looking for? This is April. What is that? Yes, April. Oh God, guys, April. What was April all about, right? What was I looking for? What was I looking for again? So it could be about reclaiming some territory for some of you, reconnecting with someone or something. As I said, with someone, we have the King of Roses, but I'm hiding the King of Roses, the words, because I know some of you are like, oh, is this love? It really, really could be looking at an aspect of you that wasn't allowed to come in yet. When I say an aspect of you, for those of you who may not know, I'm talking about a consciousness, a part of you, a fragment of you, which could be downloaded and or activated already within your field, whatever it is. Sometimes maybe this was supposed to come in. Yeah, I'm seeing this. For some of you, were supposed to have some type of download or activation, soul activation back in March. It didn't happen for you. Actually, back in March, some of you may remember March, February, late February, and all throughout March, there were a lot of high level, very high level sacred activations happening. Okay, a lot of you may remember that. If you follow this channel, you may remember that spirit, the guides were telling a lot of you to say, what's the word? Give your confessions, get things off your chest with spirit, all sorts of stuff. They were removing certain things from your energetic field. No need to get into details with what that is. Just know that there were massive upgrades. It was very high energy. And so I think that some of you did not have that opportunity, maybe because you were still working on something or you hadn't made up your mind as yet, whatever it is. But here we have the Muse card. The energy they're giving me is calling all angels, like calling you. So you're being called now. God bless you. Makes sense, because look at the first card that came out. Boop. So, hey, I guess some of you will be receiving energetic downloads. Now, Spirit is going to take care of that for you, but please do also keep an eye out for the energetic activation / download / clearing, whatever, energy healing video that I'm going to put out this month. I try to put one out every month to kind of, just give you an extra channel through which to receive stuff. So, yeah, thank you. They're so good to us. Oh, there's a card here. They're like, don't forget. Boop. Oh, now. What's this? All right, so I'm just going to take a moment and talk to an aspect of you. So I'm going to ask you guys a question now. You may or may not know what I'm talking about on a conscious level, because I'm actually speaking to an aspect of you. It's a different consciousness. It's kind of right there, but anyway. Another part of you, different level, thank you, different level of experience. Oh, that's what the guides are saying. I'm going to use that from now on. I'm going to talk to you, a part of you that's having a different level of experience. The guides want to ask you something like, have you made up your mind yet? Ah, right. This is going back to March. Yeah. March. Lots of you, see, Spirit never forgets. We never forget. We come back. We never left. We're just like, knock, knock. Have you made up your mind? Because at that time, we were all being asked to make up our mind and commit to the light. Now, again, at the conscious level, you're like, I'm doing all that, Jay. I'm doing it. Because I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to that aspect of you that's listening to me right now. So, if you are watching this and you're like wondering, just turn to your left, look right behind you very gently and say, hey man, what are you doing? What are you doing? You ready? We ready? We gonna do this? You don't have to know yet. I'm hearing for some of you, let's talk. They're talking these aspects of you. Some of you, especially if you felt like out of breath, like for a very quick second, some of you are carrying lots of fear. And that's why this part of you, it's not integrated yet, right? This part of you has been holding off on receiving this energy coming in. You have a chance to have that come in now. You can, we just yes or no, and it's okay. But the fear I'm feeling for a lot of you, this is some of you, it's religious programming from the past. Remember, a lot of us have reincarnated with religious programming. I mean, I'm suddenly getting sick to my stomach, like wanting to throw up. Some of you, okay, so that's some of you are struggling with the way you passed in at least one other lifetime. I'm feeling somebody was stricken. This word is stricken. Guys, I don't even know if I've ever used that word out loud. I'm reading it and writing it, yeah, but stricken with poison or something in at least one lifetime, and that's a fear, that aspect of you. You look at my hand, it's like fear, so much so that my stomach, it's just clenched. For some of you who, said no before to receiving this download, look at Spirit, they're saying, we're calling you. So if you're even listening, if you're ready, just go ahead and say yes, whether you're aware of it or not. Yes, I don't know if all of me is on board, but yes, we'll be doing it. But if you still need to listen, go right ahead. For some of you, it's a chip on your shoulder. A lot of you are like, well, I'm not cleaning up my act until my father, until my mother, until my this is for some of you, you're carrying this from a past lifetime. It's not even about your family in this lifetime. For some of you, it is. You got to get that chip off your shoulder. Love you, grow up, come on, get it together. We all have victim stories, but how long are you gonna let it hold you back from getting this work done? Let's see, what else? Some of you are your aspect that is struggling to say yes here is unhappy. You see the words unhappy, the way I said it too, with the way life is going. They're unhappy with their appearance. They're unhappy. There's something about a shoe. They keep showing me a shoe. So that's I almost said logo. That's an image for some of you, a symbol for some of you. Maybe your guides will have shown you a shoe or something before this reading so that you could know that it's for you. There's a shoe here that's showing you gotta embody, this is the life you've chosen from a higher perspective. Down here, what are you gonna hold up your whole life because you don't like the way things are going? Yeah, come on guys. Look, I paused for a second, like, do I remember a shoe coming anywhere? Because I know sometimes I'm like, with guides, I wish. Another one is, to a lesser degree, some of your aspects, they're like, yes, thank you, acknowledge me. They're like, it's education related. I didn't get a chance to get the education I wanted. Or my education didn't pan out the way that I wanted. Or I did get, but they keep saying didn't. Or maybe I got my education, but no one really paid attention to me. I wanted to, whatever this is, that's another aspect. So some of these, it's just these energies are unresolved. And it's like, that's why when Spirit says, come, we're calling you, come to receive, a lot of by volition, by agency, by choice, from another perspective, we're looking at these aspects here. They're the ones saying, no, I don't want it. And so there you don't get it, right? And so here it's coming around again. Carly Simon, coming around again. Wait, again, I forgot the tune. Womp womp. Yeah, I'm showing there are more opportunities here. Some of you may not or more reasons. Some of you may be unhappy because you don't have love yet. Maybe you feel God has forgotten you, the universe has forgotten you. What about me? This is a what about me syndrome. What about me? I wanted this, I wanted that, I wanted that's keeping you this chip on your shoulder. Yeah. So watch the chips, guys. Yeah, you know what? Interestingly, because I was just gonna say, and you would think that addictions would be an issue here. I don't see that. I don't see addictions here being an issue with or with choosing, with an aspect of you choosing not to get these spiritual upgrades. The guides are saying even rewards. There are rewards that are coming in here for you. Spiritual rewards are coming in, but you're blocking it. I don't see addiction as part of that. Even if some of you may have addictions, whatever they are, that's not it. So if somebody, maybe they had me say that because somebody here may be thinking, oh, I have this addiction for whatever it is. I'm getting the word pool. So that's for somebody. And you may think you're not worthy of it, or, kind of like the communion situation. Many people have had adverse situations around communion, this idea of, oh, only some people can, for whatever reason. It doesn't work like that here, okay? But all they want is for you to say yes. So if this is something that you are interested in being ready for, go ahead and do it. Spirit is saying they can even do it at night. And some of you may be like, okay, I don't know. But remember, it's actually about, look, past life. Yes, see? It's actually these parts of you that have been withholding, that they need to make the decision. And they already heard it, right? So thank you, Spirit. So not to say, I hope you conscious people like me, I was gonna say, took a bathroom break because we weren't talking to you. We were talking about these other aspects of you, right? And here you are taking a little nap while this aspect of you is being addressed. Yeah. So Spirit is saying, we got you. We got you. I love how they're really dedicating time in this reading, this May reading, to get on board. That's what we're doing. It's like we want everybody on board with what's happening. It's been a frenetic last few months. I heard weeks, and I will attest to that, a frenetic last few weeks. Right now, April 30th, it's May 1st right now when I'm recording this, but we're, high on a new moon and solar eclipse, and then we got another eclipse coming up in the month of May. Here's your ascension card. Love it. Boom. Here's your fifth ray of intellectual knowledge. Right? This is all it is. It's setting your intention to go higher. That looks so simple, guys. They don't want perfection. They want progress. What is your progress? It's your intention. Let's set the intention now. Hi. Hello, Spirit. My name is Janelle. And you can insert your own name. I don't know what I'm doing down here. I don't know what I'm thinking. I think I'm having these thoughts. I think I'm feeling these ways. Whatever. But I understand that there's stuff going on in my mind, my spirit, my field, my past, my everything that I don't understand. And it's causing me to have certain beliefs, thoughts, feelings, which in turn push me to react a certain way. And, I just want to do what's right by me. I know that I may not know how, but I also know I don't need to. So I'm going to do my part, and my part is to set my intention to be directed, redirected time and time again to the path of my highest good. And I don't need to think so much about other people in that, because I know that the path of my highest good is automatically the path of the highest good of all those around me, because at some point we fit, because we're one. And I know the Spirit, with your direction, your divine selection, I'm good. So my job is to set that intention to be in alignment with my highest potential. And I'm going to do my best down here to keep trying to stay awake, to be conscious, to make a different choice, to look at what's going on, look at my stuff, take the actions I need to take. But I understand also that I may fall short of that, and I'm okay with that. I'm just trusting that you will do what you said you will be able to do and that you would love to do, which is to help me redirect myself. I just have to keep trying. Amen. Now as I said that, they're like, now we go to this deck. Remember they were like, don't touch that? I was like, oh. I almost slapped myself. I was like, wait, why am I slapping myself? They said don't do it. All right, so now with that simple prayer, we can get into this deck. Temperance card, okay? Look at the defense card. Yeah, don't touch this card. I was like, oh, okay. And he's so cute. Whatever. This is just a drawing, guys. Get over it. King of Swords. You have come far. Yes, we have. Because we set our intentions. We dropped our defenses. Yes, King of Swords, please tell us, what is your message? King of Coins. Who dat? Okay. Oh, it's not a who, it's abundance. Oh, yeah, but you're right. But I do kind of have a little bit of poverty consciousness. But that's okay. Look at me not working. But I'm willing, 8 of Coins, to work at it now. Thank you, Spirit. And so it began with the 8 of Wands. Dun, 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 right? And here we have our Queen of Swords in reverse. But really, we would love to get into this position, the Queen of Swords in the upright, knowing when and where and why to make the calls. But I understand that it's a process that I'm learning. Thank you, Spirit. I'll do my best to show up, boop, so that I may step into being a more grounded, more connected to my highest self, which is automatically in alignment with the highest source of love, right? And I know that when I continue to work towards that simple goal, simple, I know, towards this goal by committing and recommitting and recommitting and recommitting, regardless of whether I'd see myself as failing or winning, I know that I am on the path of my highest potential because it's always being done for me. I'm always being put back there. And eventually I will start to see the effects in my life. That's how Spirit is. Over here we have this deck at the top, divine guidance. You're like, yeah, here's the compass. But what's your North Star? Your North Star is your divine guidance. If divine guidance is the gas or the oil, maybe the oil, I don't know, what is it? If it's the oil that gets your engine running, you're good. Regardless of what your life is looking like, where you started in life, where you find yourself now, what you perceive of your future as being, if your oil is divine guidance, you're good. We start to sputter when we forget to put Spirit first. And again, putting Spirit first, or putting your higher self first, or putting a higher sense of whatever you want to call this. What it looks like is simply, you know what? I want to do what's right by my highest good, for my health and well-being. Look at the Lover's card. You in alignment with Spirit. What's better than that? All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between, okay? Your job, your assignment coming this May 2020 to an environment near you, your job is to just commit and recommit and recommit and recommit and recommit to the path of your highest potential. This is not about perfection. This is about progress. Oh, you fell off the horse? All right, get back up. But you what? I'll get back up. Exactly. You could sit on the ground for as long as you want. You could take to the streets with your legs, whatever. But you're going to get on that horse eventually. You might as well do it now. Okay? Any hoodles, that's what's coming through for the month of May. I have to be honest, this month feels really large. Let me stand up. How long have I been talking? 54 minutes and 11 seconds. 911. Listen, I already feel like I've been talking for almost an hour. And for the first time, in doing these YouTube readings for the month and all of that, I actually feel like this is part 1 of 4. I don't know. For the month? That's weird. Is this all going down? May is going to be huge. Now, my astrologer buddy, Emily, shout out at the One Woman Show on Instagram, she says that the upcoming eclipse in mid-May is going to be big, okay? You can follow her for more info, because I'm going to follow her for more info. I don't do astro, I do the energies. So whatever this is, it's feeling really big. I'm suddenly getting out of breath even just tapping into that energy. Oh, you know what it feels like? Let's talk about this. Time. Oh, that just made me think of a song. Oh God, my voice, come on, I need to hydrate. Okay, but I have to sing it. Time is never time at all. Oh, you can never ever, what is it? Change or something without leaving a piece of you. Sing it. Guess what I'm listening to after this? In 5 minutes. Ding. May is time. Oh Lord, now I'm feeling this. Okay, we got another hour coming out. Just kidding. May is time. May is a wormhole. Wow, this feels interesting. It feels like when we say information superhighway, we have this idea of like some type of network of stuff happening. This is what I'm getting, but golden color, 5 always gives me. Oh, well, isn't the 5th level of the field golden color? Anyway, whatever, guys. The point I'm making here is that this month their emphasis is on principles. That's the integrity we talked about. Always carries a 5 energy for me. And your intentions, your principles are going to be instrumental in helping you to elevate or navigate this golden information superhighway networky thing I'm seeing that we could call time. I've never seen time envisioned like that, but that's the way they're showing me. We always think of time like linear, all right? Or, oh wow, wormhole, boop, boop, right? But this is like, it's almost like a synapse, yeah? A group of synapses or something. Anyway, firing all over the place. So, almost feels a little bit like an earthquake also, but the sensation is the ground isn't moving. The ground is whatever, but it's an earthquake, Jay, I know. But something's happening underneath that rumbles. So the ground stays the same, but you feel the vibration coming up. And you're like, what is this? What is this? Right? It feels different. I know I just described an earthquake on some. I am thoroughly aware that I just described an earthquake and like, but you just feel the rumbling. Just trust me on this, guys. So some of you here, you may actually work in different parts. You may be more into the galactic side of things. You may know what I'm talking about here, that I don't know what I'm describing, but so there's an element of time. I'm also getting matrix, so there's some stuff related to I almost said matrices, and they're like, no, matrix. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So reality shifts. Oh my God, guys, I have to be honest. Reality shifts sounds so oversimplified that it actually, like, the best way I could explain this energy change is like matrix, information superhighway, time, reality shift. It's like, okay, that's a very oversimplified, underwhelming. It doesn't compare to what the dimensions. It's so one-dimensional compared to the dimensions that are within the other stuff I was talking about. So that's why they're asking us to, no wonder they're breaking this up a little bit, because I told you it feels like it's such a huge month. There's so much going on energetically that I feel like I could easily make a 4-hour video out of it for the month. And Yeah, it's so interesting. Anyway, so our job, they're saying, is to focus on step 1, if you will. It's actually step 1 to 3 of 7, they're saying. So I don't know what the 7 are. I don't even know what 1, 2, 3 is. But whatever we just covered in here is step 1 to 3. Focus on setting the intentions, getting into your integrity, your principles. I'm going to go ahead and find the card. And I always, if you follow my videos, you know that when I use the Akashic Tarot, there's one card that doesn't come out so often. The energy is so strong that when it does, I'm like, oh, and it sounds more like, oh. Sorry, I'll drink water, guys, I promise. The guides are like, whatever. That's all they do all day, like drink water. I'm like, oops, I'll get it. And then I forgot, my bad. Here it is. Oh, heavy. I don't know if you feel it, but yes, this is the energy of the month of May. Okay. Boop. So with that, and yes, for some of you, you will be experiencing some shifts, whether that manifests as difficulties or whatever in your entrepreneurial pursuits. If that's you, I'm seeing that right here. All right, but either way, thanks angels, thanks guides. They're like, yeah. Oh, divine guidance, yeah. So either way, spirit is like, these are your walking papers, my dear. I almost said see the limitation. I don't know. 1 hour, 1 minute, and 1 second. I wanted to say see the mirroring. Look at that. Boop, boop. Divine guidance in intervention. They just said it and they like waited. You said in, and when I looked up, it was 1 hour, 1 minute, and 11 seconds. Intervention, okay? So they're like, intervene now for yourself, and we are gonna help you to make the choice today. Call back to some of you who didn't, decide yet for something that maybe some of us don't know what it is, but it doesn't matter. Just make your decision. Got it good. And anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and end here before we end up here for another hour. 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 minute and 44 seconds on that, right? 44 angels. So if you'd like to have a personal reading with me, God bless you, or if you'd like to have an energy healing / shift session live via Zoom with me, please go ahead and check my Etsy page. And don't forget to keep following on my Instagram page where I do post daily messages. And those are channeled, by the way. And yes, that's it. Let's go forth and conquer. I don't even know what I'm going to title this video. Okay. It's just gonna be like, all right. Bye guys. Mwah. Love you.